You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Joplin City Council takes steps to move forward with a $375 million development project.
But first, how one Kansas City woman is inspired by tragedy to create a service highlighting different authors.
And we've got the potential for a couple isolated shower storms this morning, a few more this evening, and a severe threat building into Wednesday through Friday. A look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. on this Tuesday, March the 3rd. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. So we could see some showers and storms today. Not expecting anything significant. We do have some alert days for Wednesday and Friday. We're going to get into that here in just a moment. But just to our north, one woman turning tragedy into something more, something better.
Yeah, with all this rainy weather that we're going to be seeing, there's nothing maybe that sounds better than staying inside with a good book.
Absolutely.
And following tragedy, one Kansas City woman is starting a new service to honor a friend's legacy. Donna
Pittman has the details on a new book box that strives to highlight authors of all backgrounds.
A hum in her heart, Charmaine Merriweather's mission, sharing the work of BIPOC authors.
It stands for Black, Indigenous, and More People of Color.
Charmaine is CEO and founder of Hugh's Book Box, a subscription book service focusing on diverse writers and characters.
What's different from us than other subscription boxes is like we are really curating to your taste. You're not just getting a blank box, that everybody's getting the same one.
Packs and boxes I was supposed to pack.
Another difference, other services offer books mainly by white writers.
Basically, if there were 100 books that they were offering, about 5 would have main characters that were even people of color. I'm just gonna put them in there like that.
Charmaine wants to rewrite that norm.
This isn't supposed to be a preachy, do your anti-racist work, tear down everything wrong with you. I think, positive reinforcement is good, and reading books should be fun.
Open a book and you can be transported anywhere with all the unexpected that comes with that. It's the unexpected that really fueled Charmaine's passion for Hugh's Book Box.
It was September 2020. It was the 1-year anniversary of my best friend suddenly passing. She literally just collapsed at work.
She and Desiree had talked of a subscription business together.
What could I do to honor her memory? And, excuse me, I didn't know this was gonna choke me up. And, sorry, wow, I guess I haven't talked about it in a while.
Through the sorrow, she's making a difference with every box.
There you go.
What a beautiful way to honor a friend's legacy like that.
Absolutely. And again, having these book boxes is a great way, again, to get reading out there. It is Read Across America for Dr. Seuss this month. We've got that. And this week is supposed to be Severe Weather Preparedness Week. But Mother Nature has decided to just give us a crash course in the whole thing.
It really wants to test us. Like,
really,
how prepared
really
are you?
so, yeah. And getting down very quickly to the seriousness, we do have alert days Wednesday and Friday, and also want to mention that I'll check on Wichita through the day. The statewide tornado drills were scheduled for tomorrow. Springfield Weather Office, which covers most of southwest Missouri and then Bourbon, Cherokee, Crawford counties in southeast Kansas, has canceled the drill for tomorrow. They will not be participating. Now, individual communities could possibly do that, but given our storm chances tomorrow morning during the time the drill is supposed to take place, it's not going to be a good opportunity to do that. Let's talk about today first, though, and then we'll get into what's expected later this week, a little later in the show. First today, and we're going to start with our live look from the West Coast camera on top of the KOAM studios. You can see, well, it's mostly cloudy. You know what stinks? I know we need the rain, and I know there are so many folks that are grateful for the rain. And what that stinks this morning is the fact it hasn't really been raining, and it's just been cloudy, and we missed out on a lunar eclipse this morning. Granted, I didn't know it was happening until it was like 30 minutes in, but it wouldn't matter. We wouldn't have seen it. But we do have those mostly cloudy skies. KDOT camera 69-400. Still some moist spots, some wet spots here on the road. They're not really wet, just these little patchy areas here. Same from MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Mostly cloudy skies out there for us as well. Skywatch storm tracker, we had a couple of stray showers here, but those have since dissipated. We have a chance for an isolated shower storm between now and about 11 a.m. There's not a guarantee we'll see anything. The chance is low, but it's there. So just a heads up, if something does pop up, nothing severe expected with that. Like yesterday, we've got dense fog again along and north of I-44 here. Iola just under 3 miles. Fort Scott about 3.5, 4 miles in Yates Center, and then some dense fog in the far eastern Berry County. So again, slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them, and just be cautious. Drive slowly. Well, okay, that's a temperature jump. Our last check in Joplin, it was at about 50 degrees about 20 minutes ago. Now it's almost 60. 46 in Pittsburgh, I mean. Here's that warm bubble. It's spreading north, so that's why. Look at Carthage at 58. Grove, our warm spot, at 60. It's a little cooler up north. Fort Scott looks to be the cold spot at 42, but you can see that warm air is spreading north. So here's what's happening. We have gusty south winds. That's pushing that warm, moist air into the area, and that's what's helping set the stage for our thunderstorm chances. Now, as I mentioned, storms possible between now and 11 a.m. Be very isolated. Most of us won't see anything. Then we dry out for a moment. Then about 3 o'clock or so, more scattered showers and thunderstorms begin developing across the area. We're not at this time anticipating severe weather with this activity into the evening, but we could get a strong storm or two, maybe with some small hail. So something we'll certainly monitor, but we're not overly concerned about. So we'll go low 60s by 9, about 70 by noon, mid 70s for our highs, courtesy of these south winds 10 to 20, gusting to 30. Our severe threat starts to pick up about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then we'll have another couple of rounds on Friday. We're going to break it all down for you and let you know what you need to know here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities identified the victim in this weekend's deadly Bar District shooting in Joplin. They say this man, Anthony Campbell of Joplin, was found in the 500 block of Joplin Avenue with multiple gunshot wounds. He was dead at the scene. Joplin police responded to the shooting just before 2 Saturday morning. Investigators say the suspect fled before officers arrived. No one is in custody. While the investigation is ongoing, JPD believes this was an isolated incident. An autopsy for Campbell was scheduled for yesterday. Well, land development fell under the spotlight during last night's Joplin City Council meeting. On the agenda was a return to a proposed $375 million mixed-use development project. Woodsonia Real Estate hopes to redevelop nearly 80 acres just east of Rangeline from 22nd Street to 30th Street. The project would include a large indoor and outdoor sports complex, parkland, anchor retail space, 350 units of multifamily housing, in addition to a trail with water features. The council voted unanimously to advance the ordinances on approving the cooperative agreement between the developer and the city of Joplin for financing both the sports facility and the Prospect Village redevelopment project. If approved, the $375 million project would be Joplin's largest development since the opening of North Park Mall in 1972. Well, those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, organizers with Higher Power Garage join us in the studio to tell us about their upcoming night of worship. Well, welcome back. I'm joined this morning with Christy and Teresa. They're both with Higher Power Garage, and they're here to talk to us about a pretty exciting event they have coming up. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us this morning.
So can you tell us a little bit about this event you guys have coming up, which is the Night of Worship?
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be a great night. It's our third annual event. We're going to be hosting it at Ozark Christian College. It's at 6 p.m. It's
this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah. Amazing.
And it's our empowerment night.
Yes, so to tell you a little bit about it, this is our annual event that we have every year. Yeah. And like she said, Saturday, 6 p.m. at Ozark Christian College in their chapel. But this year, our theme is called Empowerment. And it's empowerment because this last year, we actually purchased a new building for Higher Power Garage where we will be teaching classes. We will be empowering our community to be the best that they can be. And we have a special event on the night of worship where we will be having 8 students graduate from our Jobs for Life course. It was our first course that we were able to do in our empowerment campus. So we're super excited to share that with everyone. But it's going to be this Saturday at 6 p.m. at Ozark Christian College in the chapel.
Amazing. You know, I've been so lucky I've gotten to help work with you guys before and help cover lots of different stories that happen at Higher Power Garage. But for those who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about, your guys' organization?
Sure.
Yeah, so we offer affordable car repairs. We don't charge for labor, we only charge for the cost of parts. And so it gives our clients a little bit of a break in their time of need. Then we also have a low-cost vehicle program where we get vehicles donated from the community, and then we fix them up and we put them into our clients. They get to purchase them for $500. They go through a few classes, a basic auto maintenance class, a budgeting class, and car.
Yeah, and all the details are on our website at Higher Power Garage. We also have a Facebook, and you can find out all the details on there. And if you have any questions, you can always come into the shop. We're at 711 North Schiffer-Decker in Joplin.
Amazing.
Yes.
So I know that this is your guys', as you said, third year holding this
Yes.
night of worship.
Yeah.
What made you guys want to get something like this kind of started?
We just want to give back. So Mike Gideon is the president of Higher Power Garage, and as everyone knows, he's just an amazing man of God. And we were trying to find a way just to connect the community, and what a better way to just go and worship our Lord and Savior and talk about the good things that's been going on at the garage. And that's how the night of worship started. And then it just became an annual event that we have every year, and we look forward to it. So the last couple of years, we've had over 300 people come to the event. So we're really excited this year, and we're just believing, we're thinking maybe 500 this year.
Wow.
So how awesome would that be for 500 people to come together and just under one roof and celebrate and talk about the great things that's happening at the garage.
Amazing. It sounds like if people are hoping to maybe learn more about the garage, this will be a great night to maybe make those connections as well.
Yeah, I mean, all the staff will be there, the HPG crew, all the technicians, and me and Teresa, so Mike will be there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get all of this information linked on our website as well, KLAMnewsnow.com. But can you tell us one more time when and where it's happening?
Okay.
It's going to be at the Ozark Christian College at the chapel at 6 p.m. this Saturday.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Chrissy and Teresa, for joining us this morning. We're going to be right back.
Yeah.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:16 on this Tuesday morning. We've got a lot to talk about, not a lot of time, so let's dive in. First, Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've got the clouds. We had a couple of showers earlier this morning. They were very brief. An isolated shower storm still possible between now and 11 a.m., but as you can see, there's really not much out there. But don't be surprised if you see something, but we're not anticipating anything significant with that. What we are watching is that potential for some strong to severe storms late. Really not late tonight. I guess it depends on when you wake up. Very early tomorrow morning. We've got a hail concern out there right now, a large hail concern, and it was along and north of I-44. It's been expanded a little further south and east out there. Let's take a look at what we've got. All right, future track, mostly cloudy by noon. About 3 o'clock or so, new showers, thunderstorms begin developing. At this time, we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity into the evening, but we could get a strong storm or two that could produce maybe some small hail. Again, not overly concerned with this activity. What we are watching is this business at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is where our window, at least our first window of severe weather, opens up. I think between about 3 a.m. and noon tomorrow, we're going to have an opportunity for strong to severe thunderstorms. So here we are at 5. You can see these storms continuing to spread. Now, there's one thing we need to watch, and I want to point out something. See how this light green cuts off that red? We've got 2 pieces of computer data up here. There's good agreement on the storms and the timing. What is not completely agreed upon by the computer data is whether or not they'll be like this, where they could be by themselves, which could pose its own problem, or if we'll get these clusters of storms, which brings down the severe threat a smidge. If they get by themselves, that's what we've got to watch even more closely, but if we get a cluster, which is kind of the preferred thing, they can still be strong to severe, but it reduces some of those severe risks. These will continue through the morning, and by 8, scattered showers and storms out there. Another thing I'm watching, at least that's been on the latest updates of the future track that does have some concern here, is this line stretching down the I-44 corridor all the way down to Catoosa. It looks a little intense on here. This is Future Track's interpretation, but it's a sign that we could get some fairly intense storms tomorrow morning. So we'll be watching this very closely. As we head into the afternoon, the severe threat will kind of wind down a little bit. Still scattered storms and some strong storms possible, but the severe threat drops momentarily. Then after about 6, 7 o'clock Wednesday evening, we get new development really along and south of the I-44 corridor, and some of that could be strong to severe as well. All hazards will be possible with that as we head through the late evening hours. Now Thursday, isolated showers or storms are possible, but I think for the most part we're doing better for Thursday. But then watch what happens. We run out of data at 1 a.m. Friday morning. Look from Nebraska down into Oklahoma. They don't look impressive out there, but that's what we've got to watch next. So our severe threat for tomorrow, and this is, again, since this is day 2, this is tomorrow's evening storms. We have that isolated tornado risk, an isolated to scattered hail risk, and then the isolated wind risk along and south of I-44, where that second wave of storms will push through. The other thing that we're watching is Thursday. Sorry, I'm walking to the wrong spot here. So we've got this isolated risk, but that's really going to be for those 1 a.m. storms we showed you Friday morning. That's what this is for. Then we get into Friday. This is where we are most concerned. This is why we have an alert day for Friday as well. This severe risk, this far out, there's only the 2 categories. This is their higher end one. This does not necessarily mean end of times. I want to emphasize that because you're going to see stuff in places on social media, I'm sure. What it means is that the computer data is in very good agreement that a severe weather event is going to take place in this zone. Now this zone, just so you know, stretches from Iowa, the border of Iowa, all the way down to the Red River, and of course encompasses the majority of our region here. So that's why we want to watch this. All hazards are possible. There's a couple of modes that could play out for Friday. The long-range future track here, it doesn't show it as well. One is in the morning. We could get some supercellular type storms. That would bring a slightly increased tornado risk in the morning hours, early morning hours on Friday. Then we're looking at redevelopment of maybe a line of storms by about 4 or 5 o'clock to our west. And if that also takes place, then we have an increased damaging wind risk across the area as we go through late Friday into very early Saturday before this activity clears out. So still a lot to keep an eye on. We're going to be warmer today. We're in the mid-70s, mid-60s tomorrow. We go low 70s Thursday, mid-70s Friday. We're watching these storm chances, alert days tomorrow and Friday, and of course showers into Saturday, and then mild to start next week with a few more shower chances. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, welcome back. I'm joined with Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
And we always make such delicious things here. And today I'm really excited because I'm a huge baked good person, and we're making cherry almond muffins, which just sound delicious.
We are celebrating National Bake and Take Month.
Ooh.
And Bake and Take, we're really joining forces with the Kansas Wheat Commission because this is their event. And it's such a great one because we can use our soy ingredients. Bake and take is where you bake something and take it to somebody.
Aww.
I love the thought about it. We've got a little sign here that says give thanks. So if you have a neighbor, somebody you haven't talked to for a while because of the winter, if you want to take something to a nursing home, just check with the nursing home. But a coach, somebody, it would be great to do that. So what I've started out is that I've creamed together our margarine and granulated sugar. And I've got some margarine on display here. If you're using margarine, which is a soy ingredient, use one that has the higher oil content in it. Because if the higher oil content means less water in the margarine. So what I'm gonna have you do is add 3 eggs, and if I was at home, I'd probably be using my electric mixer and mixing this together, and I would add the eggs maybe one at a time to help mix it a little bit better. But because of time, we're just going to go ahead. Now you have some almond extract there. How does that smell?
It smells so good. I just love almonds and I love almond extract.
So did we say we're making cherry almond muffins?
Yes.
They are delicious, and this really adds that extra flavor. So yeah, go ahead and add that. And then while I'm mixing this, I'm going to put you to work. You have our soy flour blend in here, and you're going to add 1 teaspoon of the baking powder there that we've got, and some salt and some baking soda. There's a teaspoon of each of them. Just mix that up a little bit. Great. And then you're going to start adding it to here. We'll let you add maybe about half of it. Yeah, great. And again, if I was at home, I'd be using my mixer, or you could do it by hand, but just a little bit more. Now you're going to add half of that soy milk over there. That's vanilla soy milk. There you go. Perfect. And then perfect. I'll stir that. Now go ahead and add the rest of the flour. Look how nice and creamy that's
as I go dumping
putting together. This will actually make 12 muffins.
Oh, nice.
So you'll have, if you wanted to put them in individual little bags, and now the rest of the milk. You would have 12 gifts you could deliver to someone.
Oh, how fun.
And do you know, this would be great for children to do, because they might want to take them to the teacher, a coach, or Sunday school teacher. Now, add the dried cherries. We'll put that in there.
The kids may be a little less messy than I am in the kitchen.
No.
So I'm already throwing the flour around. So
you're doing great. And that's all there is to it. Just mix that until they're all stirred up. And with muffins, you don't want to over mix it.
Yeah.
So there. And then I like to just use a dipper. This is good for kids or for us, because this will help portion them out. Put them in a lined muffin tin, or you could grease them, but paper lined, and you have 12 muffins. Bake it at 375.
Oh, how perfect. And it just smells so good, even just the batter. So if people at home are wanting to get this recipe, where should they go, Charlene?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org. You can also call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN, and we'll mail you all the recipes for March.
Oh, that sounds so good. And, I love a baked good, so I think March is going to be the perfect month for me.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much, Charlene. We're going to be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. A memorial ride honoring fallen Christian County deputies Gabriel Ramirez and Michael Hyslop took a frightening turn over the weekend. A motorcyclist riding near the front of the group crashed after swerving to avoid a car. Adam Woodbury has the details.
It started as a familiar route.
Basically, it was just going down 125 to 160 and just doing, which is a pretty normal bike route for a lot of motorcycles. And that eventually, we didn't make it past 125.
Daniel Campbell had been leading 30 motorcycles on a memorial ride when they crested this hill on Highway 125 in Sparta. That's when he says he saw headlights in his lane.
Basically going around, and we come into a straight, and next thing you know, I just come over a crest of a hill, and there's a car coming straight at me.
The driver, he says, was attempting to pass another car in a double solid yellow line zone. Campbell says there was only one thing he could do.
It's like your main option is your best option is avoid hitting the car head on, and you just hope for the best after that.
As a former motocross racer, Campbell says he relied on instinct.
I just remember telling myself, you gotta ditch the bike. So I ditched the bike. Of course, at that speed, it's pretty, I knew it was gonna be pretty ugly, but I remember hitting my head, like head first into the ground. It broke my visor and it broke my glasses.
He slid into a large front yard, which he says was probably the best place for something like this to happen.
I mean, there's a big yard, you have this ditch of grass, nicely cut grass, and I was like, and it's huge. Well, that's a perfect spot. I mean, if you had to bail to get off the road, that was it.
Overall, Campbell says he's okay. He's got a few scrapes and is a bit sore, but he's thankful it wasn't any worse.
But yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Could have really been a tragic, tragedy on top of tragedy is not something nobody wants to see.
Campbell says the driver left the scene, but after the crash was shared on social media, the driver's family reached out and has been cooperative. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we are looking okay for today. We've got these mostly cloudy skies. A stray shower storm still possible between about now and 11 a.m., but I think most of us are going to remain dry out there. We've seen a couple of showers try to get going. So live look downtown Pittsburgh, live look from KDOT camera 69400. Looks good so far. And a quick check. Mostly cloudy skies here from the MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Winds picking up though. Skywatch storm tracker again is clear. We had a couple of showers earlier. That was about it so far, but that possibility does still exist. And like yesterday, long and north primarily of I-44, we are continuing to see some of that patchy fog out there. And Iola's still just under 3 miles of visibility, about 3.5 in Fort Scott, 4 in Yates Center. And we still have some dense fog here into the far eastern portions of Berry County as well. Temperatures. So where the winds are starting to pick up, you can tell. We're at 57 now in Joplin, 46 in Pittsburgh. And as we look at temperatures around the region, here's where those south winds have picked up. Here comes that warmer air pushing in. We're at 60 in Grove as the warm spot. Looks like our cold spot right now is Yates Center at 43, but this warm air will continue to be pushed northward. So after this isolated shower storm chance this morning, we're okay until about 3. Then we'll see new shower thunderstorm development as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Now, at this point, we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity, but we could get a strong storm or two with maybe some small hail, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. We're going to go about the low 60s by 9, near 70 for lunchtime, and about the mid 70s for our highs today. South winds, though, gusting 10-20, pushing 30 miles an hour at times, bringing in the warm, moist air, setting the stage for our alert day tomorrow for that potential for strong to severe thunderstorms. We're going to break down those details plus details for our alert day Friday here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Some of the country's most important historical documents are beginning a first-of-its-kind journey this week. This comes as the United States is preparing to celebrate its 250th anniversary as a nation. Officials say documents like the 1783 Treaty of Paris that formally ended the Revolutionary War and the 1774 Articles of Association that urged colonists to boycott British goods are rarely moved from the secure location at the National Archives. But other documents in their care will be making a trip this time.
They include George Washington's sworn oath of allegiance to the United States, a stone engraving of the Declaration of Independence, the Treaty of Paris that ended the Revolutionary War, and the markup of the Bill of Rights.
Officials say the Boeing 737 Freedom plane transporting the documents is just one of many events and activities planned across the country to mark America's commemoration. Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The incredibly talented Alsta Haley is joining us in the studio to tell us about his decades-long career as a performer, recording artist, and entertainment lawyer. Welcome back. We are so excited. We have Alsta Haley in the studio with us today. He is a very accomplished, performer, recording artist, and entertainment lawyer. So we're very excited to have you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you have a decades-long career, something I think a lot of people strive for and could only dream of being able to maintain. Can you tell us a little bit about, how you got started?
Well, I grew up in Austin, Texas. I was in bands from high school, college at the University of Texas, through law school at the University of Texas. I took the bar exam when I got out in 1970, if you can believe it. Okay. I'm 80 years old, just had my 80th birthday in December, and said, well, I'm going to try this music full time and see what happens. So I'll give myself 5 years to see if I can make a record or do something. I went to LA. I got lucky at first. I joined an established band called Spirit. More recently you may have heard about them in the news because of a lawsuit about one of the songs with Led Zeppelin, but that was before my time in the band. So I joined when two guys left the band, and I joined as lead singer, bass player, and songwriter. And so I got off to a really great start. Band broke up a couple of years later. My brother and I did a solo, a brothers album, the Haley Brothers album for Epic Records. I wrote songs that other people did. Keith Moon from The Who only ever did one album, and the first song on there is a song called Crazy Like a Fox that I wrote and played on the record, and got to meet Ringo. He came down to the sessions, and Bobby Gentry did one of my songs. Anyway, it's been a long and winding road, so I could go on and on, but I'll let you ask the question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're still very active in performing. You have some performances coming up. I think Nashville, you have another one coming up soon.
I'll be at the Bluebird Cafe on Thursday with and a songwriter in the round with Chris Gantry, Freddie Steady Kirch, and Don Henry. So I'm looking forward to that because I've never played the Bluebird Cafe, and it's an iconic venue, as you probably know.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like it's going to be such an incredible journey. What's kept you wanting to perform, all these years later from when you first started?
Well, I tell you, there was a period of time when I started practicing law, entertainment law, and I did represent Stevie Ray Vaughan on his when he got started, his first record deal with CBS, and but I was still doing performing. At that time, I was living this double life in Houston, where I was being a lawyer by day, and actually went off to got a chance to do a tour of Europe and record an album over there with some guys, and I was back. And at any rate, I led this double life till I had a solo album released on Polydor in Europe. But when in '85, when my son was born, I thought, I'm doing some interesting things, but I better bear down on this law thing because stay at home. And so I didn't perform for almost, 18 years until my son went off to college. And then so really I haven't been performing steadily, but for about the last 20 years, I'm still doing both, still doing entertainment law and doing some music. And once you start, I've never known anybody that totally gets out of the music business. Once you're in it, you try to get out, but also as a songwriter, I feel like I kind of owe it to my babies, my songs, to get them out there,
Amazing. Well, you're so incredibly talented. If people are at home are, hoping to learn more about your career or learn more about your music, maybe get a chance to listen to it, is there a certain place they should go to look for it?
Well, it's on Spotify, it's on everywhere. And this is the most recent album called Somewhere in West Texas. And you can find it Amazon, wherever. It's in all the usual places. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for everybody to be able to take a listen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:46 now on this Tuesday morning. Got a lot to cover, and we're going to get into it. First, this is day one. We won't break it all down for you, but day one also does last into tomorrow morning. We have this isolated hail risk. Now, looking at some of the data this morning, this may change. It was expanded a little bit about 7 o'clock this morning. It may change, but we still want to watch these storms as we head into early tomorrow morning. We're looking at roughly 4 a.m. to noon tomorrow, possibly, again, looking at new data. Data updates, especially on day of events, it updates frequently. And we may be looking from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. It all kind of depends on how everything comes together. We're going to put the future track into motion for today. We're going to start today. Today, we're fine. Could get an isolated shower storm this morning. Not very likely, but it's a possibility. And then as we go about 3 o'clock, shower storms begin developing again across the area. At this time, this activity this evening, here we are at 5, we're not anticipating severe weather from, but we could get a stronger storm with maybe some small hail. We're not overly concerned about the evening activity here. It's what starts rolling in. See, this is already update. If you were with us earlier, by 3 a.m., we already had storms in Elk, Chautauqua County. Now we don't. That's what I mean. It's going to be continuously evolving here, which is why, again, we want to monitor it closely. As we go into tomorrow morning, though, take a look. What's happened is this has all slowed down. It's the same storms, just not at the exact same time. So we want to watch this. I mean, take a look at this storm potentially. That'd be near Monette, Mount Vernon area, stretching back down toward Miami. Another round just north of Tulsa, back into Kansas, Fort Scott, Nevada by 8 a.m. These storms could be strong to severe through the first portion of the day. And by noon, even some of these storms could still be strong to severe as we get Wednesday underway. Now, the severe threat begins to wind down for at least a little bit by late afternoon, early evening Wednesday. Strong storms still possible, but the overall severe threat winds down. But we get new development along and south of I-44 late evening Wednesday into early Thursday morning. As you see, some of those storms could be strong to severe as well. As we go through Thursday, an isolated shower storm is possible, but as you can see on Future Track, nothing's really showing up in our area. Now, we run out of data again on the short-term Future Track here at 1 a.m. But take a look. This is still pretty consistent. These storms off to our west. That's what we want to watch. Let's break down tomorrow. Now, this is day 2, but this is going to be for tomorrow evening's storms. We have that isolated tornado risk, an isolated, just barely clip on a scattered hail risk, and an isolated wind risk out there. And it's in that same placement, along and south of I-44, where that next round of storms pushes through. Then we go into Thursday. Thursday has that level 1 out of 5 risk in our western counties here, but this is going to be for what you saw at about 1 a.m. Friday, starting to push into our western counties. Now, Friday is where we're most concerned. We could get severe weather tomorrow. We very, very well will see some strong to severe storms tomorrow morning. But Friday, there's only 2 categories on the long-range outlook. And you can see the highest one encompasses virtually our entire area. In fact, this risk stretches from Iowa down to the Red River. This is what we want to watch because we have 2 potential scenarios. We may end up with 2 potential rounds of severe weather. One early Friday morning, you can see by 5, showers, thunderstorms, some of these could be severe. And then we see additional development in the afternoon and evening that will push through the area and last into early Saturday morning that could be strong to severe as well. All hazards are possible on Friday. And the orange, again, does not mean a major severe weather outbreak necessarily. It just means that the data is in good agreement. Multiple computers all agreeing on the same thing, that severe weather is going to be likely in this zone. Doesn't mean everyone's going to get it. It doesn't mean it's going to be the end of times by any means. It just means that there's high confidence of a severe weather event by Friday. So that's something else we want to watch. You want to keep close eye on it. Keep the KOAM Skywatch weather app handy, as we tell you all the time, because you'll get all the latest alerts and updates right there, and of course here on KOAM Plus. Got mid-70s today, mid-60s tomorrow, low 70s Thursday, mid-70s Friday. Alert days for that severe threat tomorrow and Friday, and staying above average into next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Would you like a side of AI with your Whopper? Burger King says it's piloting an AI chatbot named Patty in 500 restaurants.
That's interesting. Now, she's connected to, this is the part I love, she's connected to worker headsets, and Shane says that she can help with manners. Says the idea isn't to survey employees or enforce a particular script. Rather, it's to give managers feedback on hospitality norms.
Burger King says Patty also can help manage orders and restocking. It says it wants to take the Patty nationwide by the end of the year.
That one's interesting. So you have this continuous voice in your. Now we have voices in our heads, but
they're real people.
They're real people, and they're giving us useful information, like you have 2 minutes left, or you're up next, or we have breaking, whatever the case may be.
And we can talk back to them.
We can, but can you imagine if they're sitting back there? I didn't like how you read that story. You need to change your tone for this. Please address the next customer more polite. Like, that's a little freaky.
Well, you've probably heard us talk about Punch.
I've absolutely heard it.
The young monkey abandoned by his mother who took comfort in a stuffed orangutan.
Well, now it appears Punch has started a trend as other animals may be able to take comfort in a stuffed animal.
Inspired by Punch, the viral monkey who captured hearts with his stuffed toy, Phoenix Zoo gave a young Siamang his own orangutan doll. Footage shared by the zoo shows the ape approaching the toy cautiously before eagerly cuddling it.
Bodhi, who's 4 years old, doesn't need a companion due to his tight-knit family, but the zoo wanted to give him one for enrichment and certainly enrich. It's like when we had Oh, that is. See, now that's like when we had like dolls as a kid. My sister had
like a
these
little
dolls.
baby doll.
Now the only problem is, as we got older, we'd put them in the swing and then like, woof. Not good parenting skills there that we were developing at like 8 or 9, but we'd put them into the swing and just whack and watch them go. Thankfully, we don't do that with our real children.
I
Okay.
would hope not.
Unfortunately, they get on scooters and things and manage to do it to themselves, so we don't have to. But yeah, no, that's cool though. That is certainly neat to see how they interact with those toys. Don't forget, it's Severe Weather Preparedness Week, but with severe weather chances this week, you need to be prepared now. We'll have a look at your forecast when we come back. All right, so here's what we've got. Mid-70s today, mostly cloudy skies. South winds gusting to 33 and after. Scattered showers and storms. Nothing severe expected, but a strong storm, small hail is possible. Overnight, though, storm chances increase. Upper 50s. An alert day tomorrow, Friday, for severe weather. Our window tomorrow looks to be roughly from 4 a.m. to noon, maybe a pinch longer than that. Friday, we're watching a couple of different potential scenarios for severe weather, maybe a couple of different rounds of severe weather with a higher chance for strong to severe storms Friday. So again, remember to stay weather aware. Make sure you've got your plan ready to go. And of course, we'll keep you updated here on KOAM as we get through our first event of the severe weather season.
Well, thank you so much, Chris.
That's going to do it for now. We're back at noon.